Isn't this fun? Mary O'Brien's a mom. She's a housewife. She has 5 sons. She's been doing her best to nurture them into, and in some cases through, the public schools. And in 1997, she began to see what was happening with high-stakes testing and how it was damaging her children and the children around her. And she decided to do something about it. So as a parent, she's been making one heck of a fuss and causing a lot of things to begin to change. Please welcome Mary O'Brien.
Hello, I'm the mother, as he said, I'm the mother of 5 sons, ages 10 to 23. I live in the Upper Arlington School District. I began my journey fighting high-stakes testing, the major component in standards-based education reform, 7 years ago. I was the parent representative to our elementary school's building planning team. The teachers on this team complained bitterly about the detrimental effects of the 4th grade proficiency test, that what it would have on our curriculum. The school's curriculum was inquiry and literature-based, child-centered, truly a joyful learning environment. Standardized tests were not greatly valued. Comprehensive, teacher-developed assessments and evaluations, including portfolios of students' work, gave parents a DVD of where our children were in their learning, as opposed to a snapshot analogy of a standardized test. As test mania swept through our school district, the joyful learning environment was transferred into what a former assistant superintendent termed a standards-based district. The majority of parents and educators in my district care only about the education of the students in this district. Only for my child is the school district's mantra. I have actually been told by parents and educators in my school district, as well as parents and educators in other wealthy school districts, that proficiency tests in standardized scripted teach-to-the-test classrooms are probably best for those children in less fortunate schools. My school district's latest bid to stay on top of the pack was to be accepted into the International Baccalaureate program. Apparently, Ivy League college admission folks told our high school counselors that IB courses looked much better on college transcripts than advanced placement courses, because IB coursework involved much more critical thinking as opposed to test prep in many of the AP courses. Ivy League colleges want students that can actually think, not regurgitate on a test.
Yeah. Yes.
Standards-based education reform, SBER for short, has become the de facto curriculum for the state of Ohio. Where we once had several model curriculums that a school district could choose from, as well as developing their own curriculum, we now have one. The Ohio Department of Education educrats argue that the standards are not the curriculum, that schools may choose their curriculum. This is rhetoric. Their bunch of facts are measured by their high-stakes tests. These tests are taught to. The standards are the curriculum. Standards under SBER are lists of stuff that students of a particular grade must achieve. Achievement is measured by a standardized test that has many razor-sharp teeth. The sharpest teeth being the denial of a high school diploma and the promotion of a student to the next grade level. There is no great body of research to support this business roundtable created ideology. There are great bodies of research to refute the use of this ideology. An Ohio State University doctoral student interviewed a high-level Ohio Chamber of Commerce executive a few years back. With the tape recorder rolling, the Chamber of Commerce executive proudly informed the doctoral student of the Chamber's role in SBER in Ohio. He said that they wanted to create a more obedient and compliant workforce. These standards also change with the blowing political winds. In Ohio, we see political changes in standards played out with the incorporation of intelligent design in our science standards and what constitutes the teaching of reading. In my 7 years of fighting high-stakes testing, I've been contacted by child psychologists who have seen their caseloads dramatically increase during the time periods leading up to testing. I have been contacted by frantic parents telling me of their children's testing horror stories. Picture a child so traumatized by the impending 4th grade test, not able to sleep and plagued by nightmares. Mom is so concerned that she takes her child to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician prescribes Tylenol PM until the testing ends. Or a child whose parents refused to allow their daughter to take the test was denied promotion to the next grade. The parents retain an attorney, the school district backs down and places the child in the next grade. Places, not promoted. The child is then booted out of the gifted talented program because the 0 score the school received when the child was wavered from the test lowered the school's overall rating. One of the worst testing atrocities involved a 4th grade child that was diagnosed with clinical depression. The child did poorly on a practice test and became suicidal as the testing date approached. Mom tried to have her child wavered, but the school administration refused to cooperate. On the day of testing, the Columbus Dispatch ran a front page article outlining the right and the procedure to waiver her child from the proficiency test. The mom went to the school to show the administrators the article, thinking they had been misinformed. The administrators still tried to force the child to take the test. This child was identified as gifted and would help boost the overall school rating. The Ohio Department of Education actually has procedures in place to securely collect tests that have been vomited on by anxiety-ridden children. I certainly don't envy the ODE employee in charge of that position. Teachers have contacted me about crises in conscience when forced to subject their students to the abusive practices due to the testing. A teacher in Cleveland suffered a nervous breakdown trying to fight the testing madness in her school. Maggie Hagan, a brave teacher now retired, called Governor Taft's office from her cell phone while driving to school on test day a few years back. Maggie told the assistant to tell Bob Taft he could come and administrate the test himself if he felt so strongly about it. She was not going to. The latest wave of teachers to contact me have been from the fields of special education and English as a second language. New requirements of No Child Left Behind, or as many of us in the resistance have named it, No Child Left Untested, mandate that special education and ESL students must take these tests. The insanity must stop. Standards-based education reform with its No Child Left Behind is child abuse and educational malpractice. We must stand up to the business roundtable bullies that are ramming SBER down our throats. Thank you.